Hi everyone, welcome back to the last live that we are doing in 2024, and we have a very special guest with us today. Some of you may know Carolyn Sweet. For those of you that don't, Carolyn is the Marketing and Communications Director for AIM. She's been working for AIM since 2022. And she's been passionate about working with Montessori schools since 2013. She has two fiercely independent children who are now just coming into their teens. Is that correct, Carolyn?
Yes, they're preteens. So.
Preteens. And they have all been in a Montessori education since infants, which is really exciting. And a fun fact, her husband is actually trained in adolescent Montessori, and he has been working with programs in Ohio and South Carolina. So welcome, Carolyn. It's great
so good to see you, Carolyn.
It's good to see you both.
So what we want to know, Carolyn, is a little bit about, what's been happening this year, what new programs. I know there's some really exciting things that that AIM has sort of brought out. So yeah, let everybody know.
Yeah, so we're going to do a little year in review today, right? And we always do so many things at AIM, so it's hard to kind of narrow down what to chat about in this quick 20-30 minute chat here, but I think I've done a good job at rounding up the biggest accomplishments that we've had this year to date. So yeah, we can start whenever y'all are ready. You want to just drum roll? Do you want to just go on, start with number one, or?
Yeah, let's take it away, Carolyn.
This is so exciting.
Yeah.
So number one was, and if y'all don't know all of our team members, it would make sense that you might not know everyone, but Candace Babcock is our executive director. And so the first major accomplishment of 2024 was our summit, which was our first ever summit. And we were so excited to put it on. And we had like almost 30 presentations, and we had thousands of attendees, and so many people have viewed the presentation since we released them back in January 2024. But the summit was something that Candace came up with, and she was like, I think it was like October, November, and she was like,
wow,
summit. Yes.
Oh my days. You know what? I'll tell you something, Carolyn. I was one of the people who actually watched the whole summit. I could never tell that had been prepared so little in advance. So, oh my days, you guys did a magnificent job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Incredible. What a feat.
I mean, we pulled it off, and it was a ton of learning, because none of us had ever done anything like it before on an online platform, and we learned a ton. And, we made mistakes, but, you two taught me mistakes are opportunities to learn more. So we
absolutely.
And
they always are.
This year we started to do the summit again. I started my prep. I think I sent the first summit email for proposals back in March. So I was starting much earlier for our upcoming summit in 2025. But it was definitely an accomplishment. And I love the fact that Candace and I are the kind of people who are like, yeah, we can do it. Let's do it. We've got 2 months to plan it, but we've got it. We'll pull it off.
So. And you did brilliantly so.
30 presentations, that's pretty impressive. And I know you've got one coming up in January that Lucy and I will be presenting at as well. And how's that looking at the moment?
Looking good. I have almost all the presentations into me, and a couple that are, coming in a little later because people are busy, but that's why we started early.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have closer to 35 presentations this year in total. And we have some amazing presenters and just topics that are so interesting. I can't wait to, you can head to our website and see what the topics are already, but it's going to be a great group of presenters and a lot of information that I think will be helpful to everyone in the Montessori community. So parents, teachers, administrators. It's such a great way to build community and get people talking and discussing topics in Montessori education. So that's what we're really excited about, is building that community with our summit.
Yeah,
And I found it really interesting the way that you guys divided the days this for 2025. So can you tell us a little bit more about it? Because it's quite different from the way that you guys divided the day. So like I think that in 2024 it was like, oh, you know, like Montessori for early years and then Montessori for elementary. Can you just tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah. So last year we decided we thought about it and we came up with the idea of having a day for each sort of level, right? So with the school-wide summit, so we'll have something for everyone, and we'll divide it up into different days. So infant toddler was day 1, early childhood primary was day 2, elementary and adolescent was day 3, and then day 4 was for administrators. And did feel that worked out well, but we also felt like some of the things that we were putting on those days, some of the presentations that were slated to release on those days would have been good for multiple levels. So
yes.
This year we decided to go with topic-based instead of level-based. And I really just did that by waiting until some of the presentations started coming in and people started getting their proposals in. And I had 15, 25 proposals on my desk looking at them. And then I divided them up into different categories based on that. So I think
can you tell us which categories these ones are now? I know they're on the website, so it's not like a huge secret.
No, not a secret at all. So day 1, and I have to cheat and look because haven't memorized them completely. But day 1 is the Montessori experience. So day 1 is all about embracing diversity and spiritual growth and global journeys in Montessori. So we have like Dr. Erica from Black Wildflowers. We have Camilla Nichols, who is our Swedish early childhood level coordinator, who started her Montessori journey in Sweden and is now going back there to deliver residency this summer. And we also have Heather White, who's doing something on 7 types of rest. We have Linda Pascal, the Montessori teacher, about homeschool journeys. And our Spanish early childhood coordinator, Rocio, who's doing a presentation on Montessori as more than a method, but a lifestyle. And she's doing that both in Spanish and English. And Camilla is also doing her presentation in Swedish and in English. So we're really trying to make it as accessible as we can. So
that is just brilliant. Well, I'm so looking forward to it. Oh my God.
I know. I've got it etched out in my diary. Yeah. We can always, I mean, although, we're obviously, trained in Montessori, there is always so much more to learn. And I love some of the topics that you've put up. They're so diverse. I mean, as you say, from kind of different types of rest to avoid burnout and, travels around and what you can do as a Montessori teacher and where you can go. And it's really exciting. They're really fresh as well. They're really fresh topics, which I love.
I thought so too. I loved it. Coming in. And then day 2 is the Montessori community. So that is sort of like building community within Montessori environments and within overall. So like approaches to guiding behavior and cultivating parent relationships, which is so important for teachers and administrators. The basics of Montessori micro schools. So all the different types of Montessori schools that we're seeing come into being, right? In the 21st century, like we're seeing more public Montessori and micro school and homeschooling. And so it's such a great way to discover what everyone's doing with Montessori education. So
and to just show that Montessori goes way beyond the classroom.
Yes.
And just like it goes way beyond the classroom, as we know, right? So it's like, hey, so many, you just said it, like there's so many other kinds of schools that Montessori can be present. And I absolutely love the idea of micro schools. So I think that this is such an amazing way and such a sustainable way of spreading Montessori, like the philosophy and the wonderful practices in a way that is just fairly easy to implement, isn't it? Because you don't need to have a huge structure, a huge budget. I just love it, and I would love to learn more about micro schools as well.
I love the idea of Montessori, being more than the method or material, not more than the method, more than the materials, and how it can actually be a lifestyle. And there are so many takeaways for the workplace, for home, for you know, it can help all of us really in whatever stage of life you're in. And of course, we've got Montessori. I don't know if you've got anyone speaking on dementia care, but you know, I'm really interested, and I know Lucy is too, in training in how to actually incorporate Montessori into care homes and work with the elderly. So I mean, there's just so much out there.
I love that. If there's anybody out there that wants to do a last minute presentation on that, you know, email me, because I would love to add that in, because that's such a really intriguing aspect of Montessori that's just kind of coming into existence right now. So that's fascinating. I love that.
Yeah, and it's basically full circle, isn't it? So that goes to show that Montessori does, you know, it does cross, you know, all the boundaries and all the ages and stages. It can be just present in every single aspect of your life. So that's gorgeous. What's happening on the third day, Carolyn?
The Montessori environment. So kind of fostering growth and harmony in the classroom, different techniques. We have Chip DeLorenzo presenting. We have our program director, Karen Walton, presenting on executive function in Montessori. We have mindfulness in Montessori elementary classrooms and observation. And you two are presenting that day too. So
yay! Look at this.
Montessori in the home, right? Montessori in the home environment, and ways to create, you know, calm when parents.
That's it. Yeah, which is you know, like unlike so many people think that, oh, hey, is Montessori at home homeschooling in Montessori? It's not, right? So it's just like using the home.
It can be.
It can be, but Montessori at home is also it just goes way beyond, you know, like bringing the pink tower to your living room.
You don't need that,
right? Yeah. Let's say it's a much easier way, especially if you already have your children, you know, like either going to school, or if maybe like they're not still school age children. It's a much more sustainable way of just helping them develop independence and all the wonderful life skills that we want them to have.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to hear your presentation. And then day 4 are more interactive tools and approaches for the classroom. So like this really gets into like the nitty gritty of like writing in the Montessori classroom, and phonics in the Montessori classroom, and math in the Montessori classroom, and different materials that you can use and extensions that you can use within that Montessori environment. So I think every day has something for everyone, I'm hoping.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Well, congratulations. I mean, it's what a feat. What a feat.
Wow. And this is only feat number 1 in 2024. Wow.
Exactly.
So what's next, Carolyn?
Let's go on to number 2. I'm excited.
Number 2 was the launch of our first Spanish language cohort in early childhood. And that was just huge. I mean, it was a huge endeavor to translate our coursework. And we hired an amazing translation team, a woman-owned translation team. And one of the translators actually went to Montessori school and was so excited to dig in, do this with us. But the reason we did it is that we realized that there is a real shortage of access for Spanish language speakers in the US and throughout the world to Montessori training. And we felt like we could make it more accessible for them. And so we took on this project, and I think the idea arose, a head of school contacted me, I think in May, and was like, hey, you know, we should do this, like May the previous year. And we ended up launching in March of 2024. So we did it in less than a year, and it's going. It's, you know, we're building, and we're actually going to end up launching our infant toddler Spanish program in March this year. So
how amazing. Wow. So next one is the next language you guys are going to, you know, kind of like try to explore. Is it going to be Portuguese, Carolyn?
I've already put some feelers out there. So I'm hoping, my hope is that
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. And now we've got to go to a science, because of course, I'm going to just move on to number 3, because we did also translate our program into Swedish for English.
Yes.
launched this September. So now, and we've translated our program into Vietnamese previously. So now we have done 3 complete translations of our coursework, and we're rolling with it. We're like, we can do this. This model works for us, and we can reach more people because it's such a lovely package. What we have, our online coursework and all of our videos and our video lesson library, that it's just very easy to translate and have it ready to go to another group of folks. So.
Wow. Wow. So you guys are literally conquering the world, aren't you, with Montessori?
Yeah.
That is just,
that's what I love about AIM. You know, you have an idea and you run with it. And I love that about you guys. You know, there's nothing that you can't or won't do. You're so open and enthusiastic about, you know, anything that, you know, you think would be a good idea. So I think it's, really admirable.
There's no gatekeeping over here. We're like, if you want to work with us, if you want to collaborate, we're open to it and we're excited about it. So
so and we actually felt this, didn't we, Amanda? We really felt
honestly,
no
I'd come across you guys before, and I think I'd even done a couple of your free courses, and you were always on my radar. And then when obviously Lucy introduced us, and you were just so open, and I was like, I love the trust, you know, like let's just run with it and, you know, see where it goes. And it's a brilliant attitude, and I think it's going to take you far.
It usually goes good.
So yeah. So that, and I know you said, Carolyn, that you're going to be at the Montessori conference in Europe this year, which is exciting, and with with Camilla from the Swedish cohort. So that's very exciting.
So Camilla is going to go, and she's going to be there to answer questions about our Swedish program and to, you know, make connections. And then Ali Zeglin, who is our elementary 2 level coordinator, actually is presenting at the Montessori Europe conference in Oslo. So we're really excited about that. We're hoping to send some folks too. It's just all sort of in the works because it's not till May now, but we're very excited to branch out and connect. And Karen Walton, who's our program director, and I will both be going to Sweden this summer in July and spending some time there connecting with folks. So we're very excited about that too.
Oh my!
And then of course, Carolyn, you're also going to be. Yeah, you're also going to be coming to the UK, which we are so excited about, because we're actually going to be able to meet you in person, which is going to be so exciting. And,
give you a proper hug, Carolyn. Yes.
Yeah. We'll be officially launching our AIM parenting, which is very exciting.
I'm so excited about that. And that's my number. That's coming up here. We're going to talk about that in just a second. So number 3, and this Swedish thing came about too, was like a collaboration just like the others. So Camilla reached out to us via email to our contact email and was just like really enthusiastic. Like you could read her enthusiasm just from the email about just being involved with us. And so we set up a meeting. I was like, okay, let's talk about your ideas. And as we're meeting, we're talking, she was like, there's no Montessori in Sweden. I was like, what? Like, let's do it. And so, you know, we decided really quickly that we could make it happen and make it work. And she's been fantastic at, you know, connecting with people and making it a reality. So that was a really fun kind of snowball effect. We can do this sort of thing as well. So
it's beautiful, like when like-minded people meet. And like the things that you guys can do together, right? The things that we can do together when we meet people who have the same vision, the same values, the same mission as us, isn't it? It's just incredible. Wow.
And I think that's beautiful about that is like you'll meet certain types of people who are always looking for the reason why you can't do something, right? Like all the things that will be hard about doing it. And we're always looking for the ways that like we can do it. Like we're willing to overcome any obstacles and like, yes, how can we do this? Not like, why can't we do this? So I love
it's the can-do attitude, Carolyn. That's it.
I love that meme where it says impossible or I'm possible.
I'm possible.
You know?
That's it.
Yeah. It's
it goes either way. Depends on how you're viewing it, isn't it? So yeah. We love the impossible version, definitely.
Absolutely.
Cool.
So, are we ready to move on to number 4?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so number 4 was a collaboration, and we've done a couple collaborations this year that I really loved. But this one was, I think, game changing for a lot of folks in Montessori homeschool. So we partnered with Linda Apostle, who's the Montessori teacher. You probably all know her from her Instagram and all of her amazing content that she puts out there on social media. But she also runs something called the Montessori Homeschool Academy. And within that academy, she really delivers everything you need to be a successful homeschooler, and not in the realm of like training for Montessori. She's not training you to be a Montessori teacher. She's helping you with organization. She's helping you with dealing with the challenges that are presented in a homeschooling environment. And so we ended up having a live stream with Linda and chatting with her. And then afterwards talking, and like just our conversation kept going. And she really wanted to offer AIM manuals or albums. And we have this amazing video lesson library for every level where we have presentations of how exactly to present materials, every material in the early childhood, every material in elementary. So hundreds of video lessons. And we decided to offer them exclusively to her clients. So to the people that are in the Montessori Homeschool Academy can purchase our manuals and our video lesson library to really amp up their homeschooling. And we felt like that was a perfect marriage, because most homeschoolers don't have time to take a 2-year Montessori training course, because by the time they're done with that course, their child has probably aged out at that level, and they're gonna
it's like, whoops, too late now. Yes. And let's just stop here for a second and just celebrate, because like these manuals or albums, however you want to call them, when you do the certification, they are actually at least they were for me, one of the most hardworking things that I had to do. It was like to create the albums, because like there's so much detail that goes into them, and they're like all the pictures and all the steps, and you don't want to make any flaws, right? You want the album to be perfect, because that will be your guide for life, right?
It's like your Bible.
No, it is. Yes, literally. So I think it's just impressive that you guys are sharing this with the homeschooling community, because it's just so much work that goes into it, and there's so much value, like in this material that you guys are sharing with them. And it's the essence, isn't it, of Montessori as an educational approach. It's the materials, and there is a proper way of presenting them. You just don't present them. How do you guys say? I always get it wrong. Willy-nilly, willy-nilly.
Willy-nilly.
Willy-nilly, yes. For those who still didn't catch it, English is not my first language. So I mean, it is just incredible, isn't it? So yeah, knowing that these manuals exist is just wow.
And the beautiful thing about it,
I mean, I remember listening to a live that Linda did, and she called the collaboration with you guys like monumental for the homeschooling community, because it was the first time that I think it had been taken really seriously by a MACT accredited organization, and I think that's so exciting, because it's wow. It is a thing, and now it's like really official. So we'll definitely have Linda on as a live stream guest. So for parents listening who want to know more about the homeschooling journey, then we'll have her on definitely at the beginning of next year at some point. So
yeah, she's an amazing resource. And the beautiful thing about the manuals is that they're living documents. So our faculty are so dedicated to consistently improving them. Like we just redesigned all of the early childhood ones this year. That's another thing I could have put on this list, but like we literally redid them, put in brand new, beautiful images and reformatted them. And we're working on doing the same thing with elementary, and our elementary team has been adding in lessons and really building them out and thinking about creating new manuals based on, like new additions, like, because there's sets. There's not just one manual per level. For infant toddler, there's one, but for early childhood and there's like 6, 7, 8, 9 manuals.
Yes. And they're all huge.
Right.
They're all huge.
And then like, I love the care that our faculty takes to keep growing them and keep improving them and not don't leave something alone.
They're not static, they're holding the whole time.
Yes. Wow, that is just so exciting. So are we ready for the last but not least?
Last
last but definitely not least.
So number 5 is AIM parenting. So you two, this was a huge deal this year for us. Right? And this came out of an Instagram connection that Lucy and I had. So
oh wow. It's just, you see, like the things, Carolyn, the things that social media can do for us. And that is coming from someone who, if I didn't have my own business, I wouldn't be on social media. This is how I am. It's like Instagram, no, thank you.
But it works.
And look at this. Yes, look at that.
And so you kept commenting. So for those who don't know, I'm the director of marketing communications, but I do pretty much all the things. So I do all the social media channels and all of, every social media channel you see, like I'm the one behind the scenes, answering questions and messaging you. And I noticed kept getting comments from Lucy on all of our posts. And I was like, who is this wonderful person who is so supportive of us? So I dug a little and I found out what she did and how cool what she was doing was and how interesting it was. I was like, come be a guest on my live stream and talk to me about your business. And you did, and it was fine.
Yeah, it was all right, wasn't it? I wrote a blog post, right? Which I think it's still featured on AIM's website, isn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then a little while passed, and then Lucy, you want to tell the rest of the story?
Oh no, yeah. You know what? I love other people's versions of stories, so go ahead.
A while passed. After our live stream, we had a really good talk. We had so much fun, and then Lucy reached out and she's like, can we, I don't know if you scheduled a meeting with me or you sent me an email. And
I scheduled a meeting with you. Yeah.
Scheduled a meeting with me and I didn't really know what it was going to be about. And so I hop on this meeting and Lucy's like, we need you.
Yes. A lot.
Yes. And so we had this conversation and we decided that Lucy could really bring a new perspective to AIM because part of our mission is to support parents. So we've been supporting teachers for years and supporting parents in that as well. But we really wanted to kind of branch out and be more involved and supportive to Montessori parenting and parenting in general, right? You don't have to be Montessori, to be an AIM parenting, right? We're all about positive discipline and
very much so.
For you.
And so, to be very honest, Carolyn, you don't even need to be a parent.
Yeah.
To be part of the AIM parenting community, right?
Right. So grandparents, a coach, just someone who kids,
educators, as long as you have a child in your life, nannies, caregivers, literally just anyone. If you have children in your life and you need a little bit of support, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a great resource for everybody. And Lucy was like, I know this great person named Amanda who would be awesome at this. And so then we met up, we talked, and we discussed all the ideas that they had, which were fantastic ideas. And we decided to work together to roll out AIM parenting. And we rolled that out, I think it was October 1st.
Yes, that's what, So we officially launched AIM parenting in October. But I always, I have a thing for dates. So when we were signing the contract, I was like, shall we sign the contract on Maria Montessori's birthday? Because that's going to be so symbolic. So yes. So that's when we signed the contract. And I love it. I love it. It's a date, we'll never forget when we actually made this collaboration.
It's got a lot of gravitas. It's got a lot of gravitas. And and I think we were just saying earlier with Chip, I think we've had our 6th, well, this could be, is this our 7th? But we've had, I think one of the most kind of fun things. 7th, we've had these incredible live streams, which, initially it was like, oh my goodness, going live across all these channels, but it's actually just been so much fun. And we've got a fantastic lineup of guests, as you know, Carolyn, for next year. And, the more people that we can encourage to come and listen, it's completely free. And they're kind of 20 to 30 minute chats. And yeah,
some of them are a bit longer.
Some of them are a little bit longer, yeah. I mean,
which
for
is
instance,
great. We love it.
We've just had Chip De Lorenzo. Some of you may have already had a chance to listen to the replay, but we allowed him the hour. I think he was someone that could definitely, he had so much to share, so many brilliant insights from his own experience of raising 5 children. So,
and hey, and it's nice by any chance. Yeah, go ahead.
I could listen to him for hours. Like I was
100%. Yeah, that's it's like, hey Chip, do you want to do like a 2-hour live stream? No problem. Let's just cancel a few appointments and let's carry on.
You'll find when you listen to him, he's just so relatable and down to earth, and he has some of these wonderful stories based on his own experiences, and he's you know, and he's very, very humble, and he's you know, obviously got so many great insights. So that's one definitely.
Let's say he's definitely the guide on the side instead of the sage on the stage, isn't it? He's definitely a guide on the side. And for those who are thinking, oh, you know, like, but I never have time to watch, you know, like to watch on YouTube, you know, like these live streams, especially, you know, like if they're a bit longer. Hey, where are we, Carolyn? Where are we also streaming our live streams?
We're on Spotify. So that's another thing we did. We started a podcast this year. And it's looking great. And it's got just a great resource so you can listen like on your walk, on your run, while your, you know, little one's taking a nap. You can hear all this parenting advice. You don't have to watch, but you can also watch on YouTube or social media channels. But you can listen and get all that good information when you're on the go as well, because we know parents are often on the go. So
that's it. So let me just try and show AIM Parenting. I was trying to get the thumbnail to be a bit bigger, but I don't know if I can. But hey, look at this. Oh, wait. There you go. This is us, AIM Parenting. So that's it, everyone. Make sure to follow us on Spotify as well. Oh my days, we are just conquering the world with AIM, aren't we?
That's the goal. And we've done, I mean, look at parenting from October till now. We've had a couple of free workshops. We've had, you know, live streams. We were rolling out courses in February. So we've started a podcast. So we've gotten a lot accomplished in just a few short months. So I'm excited to see where it all.
It's been really fun. And we have a live course actually, don't we? Starting in February, a live positive discipline 6-week course, which we really encourage you to just show up, and you are going to have such an amazing transformational journey just through the 6 weeks. So Lucy and I will be delivering that in February. So
just keep an eye on
so those are so I know initially, Carolyn, you said you had kind of like your top 10, but you kind of like narrowed it down to 5. So you know, have you got anything that you want to talk about coming up next year, or would you rather save that for another day?
No, we can talk a little bit about next year. So already I've you know, lined up some things. So we had a great talk with Camilla Campuzzo from Thrive Marketing, and I'm going to go ahead and join her at some of their Montessori town halls along the East Coast in January. So in New York City and in New Jersey, Philly area, and then again in the DC area. So we're really excited to connect with them and see what kind of resources we can bring. I had a wonderful meeting yesterday with Simone and Dr. Erica from Black Wildflowers, and we're going to offer some great scholarships to their grant recipients and also some like ongoing resources. So we're excited about that partnership. We've got, you know, going to the UK in June, and we're going to have a launch party for AIM Parenting and connect with some school leaders and parents in the UK when we're there in June. That's very exciting.
Really exciting.
A bunch of us are presenting at the MEPI conference in Wrightsville Beach in February. So Karen Walton and Suzanne Tipton and Liz Goodman and I are all going to present at that conference, and we'll be there having a great time with our AIM photo booth. So make sure you stop and say hi if you're there.
Say hi and say cheese.
And say cheese.
What are you going to be presenting on, Carolyn? Do you know yet?
Yes. So my presentation is on impactful marketing for your Montessori school. So I've got
perfect.
some good tips and then also some great resources. So like a perpetual marketing calendar I'm going to share and some other resources to share there too. So I'm excited about
Wow. Wow, that's
Wonderful.
amazing.
And
So
I think
definitely 2025 is going to be a year, an unforgettable year,
yeah,
right?
watch this space. And I think you know, this might be the right time to announce as well, Lucy, that we have a very special guest that's going to be starting off our live streams in January. We have the one and only Dr. Jane Nelson, the founder of Positive Discipline and the entire series of Positive Discipline books, including Montessori, Positive Discipline in the Montessori Classroom, that she co-authored with Chip De Lorenzo. I mean, she's just such
yes. Let's say we hold her as close to our hearts as we do Maria Montessori.
Yeah,
right?
She is like the Maria Montessori of Positive Discipline.
That's it. She is a living legend.
She's a living legend. And so she is going to be coming on, is it the 8th? I think it's the 8th of January. Yeah. So make sure you tune into that. And we honestly, it's like a dream come true for all of us, 100%. I think. To have Jane, to be in conversation with Jane. So we're really excited about that. So we're going to start 2025 off with a bang, aren't we? We've got the summit, we've got Jane. So it's looking good.
It absolutely is. And I'm so excited to hear Jane speak and hear her speak with you two. And then you have Yogi Patel coming up in February. So we have some amazing connections that we made this year and continue to make. And we love that. So if there's anybody out there that's like, I would love to talk to Amanda and Lucy on the live stream, please
let us know. That's it. Yes. So really exciting news. There's so much happening in 2025. We have so much work ahead of us as well, right, Amanda? I think that goes without saying, like all the schools that we are just working on delivering workshops and trainings for their teachers as well, and for their parents, and even like other schools that are just, like being invited by these other schools that we are just connecting with. So as I said, Carolyn, it's about building community as well, which is beautiful. And we're so excited with all of these new things happening. So wow.
Fantastic. And thank you both for, being so open to collaborating and doing such an amazing job at building the parenting community, because it's already, I can see it's already thriving. So
thank you, Carolyn, for being so open to us, and for giving us so much support. We know that this collaboration only happened almost towards the end of the year, but it feels like we've been doing this for so long. It's just it really feels like a family. I'm just so excited about everything that's coming, and it's going to be amazing.
It does feel
thank you.
Maybe it's the week we meet so often. It seems like it's been a long time. But
I think that when we actually meet in person, we go like, oh yeah, it's like we're already familiar with each other. It's like there's it won't feel strange
when you work remotely and you don't meet. Like I didn't meet Candace for a long time, and when we met, it was just like, oh, you're you. Like this is perfect. I love it. Like that's so much fun. It's amazing.
That's it.
I'm so excited to do that with y'all.
That's really cool. Would you like to say anything else, Carolyn? Do you have do you have anything else you would like to tell us?
There's more, but let's keep it. We'll work on it.
I think
I won't give it all away here, but
no.
And thank you to everyone who's made it a great year. I mean, we had a record number of certification students. We've had a record number of professional development presentations. We traveled all over the country to different schools. We've had a record number of conference presentations by our faculty in all different states. And it's just been a great year. And we're so happy to build community and make connections. And we're happy. Thank you to all of you who played a part in making this year so successful. And we can't wait to work with you again in 2025.
Yay. That's so exciting.
See you then, everyone. Have
Happy
an
New Year.
amazing
I hope you
break.
guys, yes.
And,
Enjoy
We'll be
the rest
back
of your year, everyone.
on the 8th of
We'll be back on
January
the
for another
8th.
live stream.
That's it.
All right.
See you then, everyone.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.